Have you ever unknowingly held a fortune in your hands and let it slip away? Right now, sitting in a forgotten jar, dusty drawer, or your childhood coin collection could be a single penny worth up to $999,000. Yes, you heard that right, a humble 1-cent coin with a mind-blowing value, but here's the kicker, most people don't even know what to look for. Could that old jar in your kitchen hold a ticket to wealth? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to identify this rare treasure. And if you're thinking, a penny worth almost $1 million. That's impossible, keep watching. You might laugh now, but you won't when you see the check with your name on it. Speaking of laughing, what if I told you the biggest mistake collectors make is spending their fortunes at gas stations? Don't let that be your story. The 1970 Lincoln penny is no ordinary coin. It's part of a rare and highly sought-after group known as error coins. These are pennies struck with imperfections during the minting process, imperfections that collectors crave. Think of it as a flaw turning into fortune. One specific variety, known as the small date double die, can catapult its value to jaw-dropping heights. Here's what makes it special, look closely at the date, 1970. If the numbers appear doubled, you might be holding a jackpot in your hand. The small d under the date is your first clue. Without it, you're out of luck. Coins with minimal scratches or where command higher prices, and here's a pro tip, hold it by the edges to avoid damaging it further. Imagine how your life could change. That coin collecting dust in a jar could buy you a new car, fund your dream vacation, or even retire your debts. The stakes are high, but so are the rewards. Now, quick question, when was the last time you checked your coins? Because let's be honest, most of us grab our change, mutter something about inflation, and move on. But this one step could change your life forever. Still doubting this could happen to you? Coming up, I'll show you the real-world auction where one of these coins fetched over $900,000, and the secret detail that skyrocketed its value. In 2019, a 1970 Lincoln penny sold at auction for $999,000. Why? Because it wasn't just rare, it was unique. Collectors aren't just buying coins, they're buying history, exclusivity, and a piece of the past. Here's what you need to do right now. Grab a magnifying glass and inspect every 1970 penny you can find. Look for the small d mint mark and double date features. Research reputable coin dealers or auction houses, or check out resources like PCGS or NGC for coin grading. But don't wait. Coins like these only grow in value, and demand is skyrocketing. Imagine if, a year from now, you see this same coin sell for even more, and realize you missed your chance. Let me ask you, how many times have you scrolled past opportunities, thinking they were too good to be true? Don't let this be one of those times. And here's the twist you didn't see coming, there's another coin, even rarer than the 1970 Lincoln penny, that could also be hiding in your collection. Want to know what it is? Subscribe, because that's coming up in my next video. Call to action. If you learned something new or you're ready to start your search, give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone who might unknowingly be sitting on a treasure. Don't forget to hit that bell icon so you never miss your next chance to uncover hidden wealth. A single penny, something you've probably tossed in a jar or even left on the ground, could hold the key to a life-changing fortune. But not just any penny, we're talking about the 1976 Lincoln penny, a coin so rare and valuable that it's been valued at up to $996,000. Yes, nearly $1 million for a penny. What if I told you that the very coin sitting in your pocket or a dusty box in your attic might be worth a small fortune? And here's the kicker, most people don't even realize it. But before you start rummaging through your change, let's uncover why this particular penny is such a treasure. Now, don't go quitting your day job just yet. This isn't monopoly money, we're talking real cash. But what makes this penny so valuable? Is it magical, or did someone sprinkle it with fairy dust? Let's dive in and find out. To understand the value of the 1976 Lincoln penny, we need to know a bit about its backstory. It was minted in Denver, hence the D mint mark, during America's bicentennial year. While most coins from this era are common, a few rare pennies were struck with errors or special features that collectors are willing to pay insane prices for. The cleaner and shinier the coin, the more it's worth. A coin graded as mint state could fetch thousands. Look for doubling on letters or numbers, a misplaced mint mark, or any unusual imperfections. Errors like these turn an ordinary penny into a collector's dream. Imagine discovering one of these rare gems. You'd go from, "Oh, it's just a penny," to, "I can't believe this little thing is worth more than my car." But wait, there's more to the story. Some of these pennies have a unique characteristic that makes them astronomically valuable, and most people have no idea what it is. I'll reveal this secret in just a moment. Quick question: have you ever looked at a coin under a magnifying glass? No. Well, after this video, you just might. So, what's the ultimate jackpot feature of the 1976 D penny? It's a combination of a mint error, pristine condition, and historical significance. Some collectors have even paid nearly $1 million for a coin like this at auction. That's life-changing money, money that could pay off your mortgage, send your kids to college, or even fund an early retirement. Now, here's the urgent part: coins like these are rare, but they're still out there. In jars, in old piggy banks, in forgotten collections. The question is, will you be the one to find them? And here's something even crazier: the 1976 D penny isn't the only coin worth a fortune. There's another coin, just as small but even more valuable, that you might stumble upon. Want to know what it is? Stay tuned for my next video, where I'll reveal all the details. That small copper coin sitting in a jar on your shelf could be worth nearly $1 million. Imagine the life-changing moment of finding out that a coin you've overlooked your whole life is a hidden fortune. Now, here's the kicker: one such penny, a 1977 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, has created a stir in the coin collector's world. You might be wondering, why would anyone pay almost $1 million for a penny? Stick with me, and you'll find out why, and how you can check your own change for this golden, or should I say, copper, opportunity. Before we dive in, let me ask you, when was the last time you checked your pocket change? If your answer is never, you might want to rethink that habit, because you could literally be sitting on a small fortune. Let's take a journey back to 1977. This was a time when the US Mint was producing millions of pennies. Most of these had the D for Denver or S for San Francisco mint marks. But a select few slipped through the cracks with no mint mark at all. At first glance, they look just like any other penny, but here's the catch. These error coins are the holy grail for collectors. So, why the no mint mark? The Philadelphia Mint didn't use mint marks on pennies in 1977. But what sets certain 1977 no mint mark pennies apart is their condition. Pristine coins graded at MS 67 or higher, essentially untouched, are driving auction houses wild, with one specimen recently fetching a jaw-dropping $995,000. Let that sink in. A penny, worth less than a piece of gum, could fund your dream house, a luxury car, or even an early retirement. Imagine cashing in a single coin for life-changing wealth. Exciting, right? But here's the thing: coins like these don't just fall out of the sky. Finding one requires sharp eyes and a little know-how. Now, you might be thinking, what are the chances I have one? Well, let's break it down. It's not just about finding a 1977 penny, it's about finding the right one. Condition, rarity, and demand are the trifecta that determines its worth. And don't worry, I'll walk you through exactly what to look for in just a moment. But first, let me hit you with a quick reality check. What if someone else finds your $1 million penny before you do? Scary thought, isn't it? That's why you need to start searching now. Alright, so how can you tell if you've struck gold, or copper, in this case? Start by looking for pennies from 1977 without a mint mark. Check their condition. Coins that have been carefully preserved with no scratches or discoloration are your best bet. If you think you found something promising, have it professionally graded. Even a slight upgrade in condition can multiply its value exponentially. But here's the kicker: time is of the essence. The market for rare coins is hot right now, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for these treasures. Now, imagine yourself a few weeks from today. You've combed through your change, found a rare 1977 penny, and sent it off for grading. Picture the moment you receive a confirmation: this coin is worth $995,000. What would you do next? Take a moment and really picture that life: debts paid off, vacations booked, a stress-free future ahead. Or, let's flip the script. Imagine never checking. Imagine that $1,000,000 penny sitting forgotten in a drawer, never claimed. Regret can be one of life's most painful emotions. Don't let it happen to you. So here's what I need you to do right now: grab a magnifying glass, or even your phone's camera, and start inspecting every penny you can find. Search your jars, your car, even under your couch cushions. Before we wrap up, let me leave you with this thought: coins don't just carry monetary value, they carry stories. And your 1977 penny might just be the start of the most exciting story of your life. Remember, fortune favors the bold and the vigilant. Start your search today, because someone out there will find that life-changing coin. Why not you? Now, what if I told you that penny could be worth nearly $1,000,000? Yes, you heard that right, $989,000 for a single coin that you might have lying around right now. And here's the kicker: it's a 1985 Lincoln penny with NO mint mark. How many times have you glanced at your spare change and thought it was worthless? Well, today, that mindset might cost you a fortune. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to identify this rare penny and why its value is skyrocketing in the current market. And trust me, you don't want to miss this. Who knows, your financial breakthrough might be hiding in plain sight. Before we dive into the specifics, let me paint you a quick picture. Imagine scrolling through online auctions and seeing a coin, identical to one in your pocket, sell for nearly $1,000,000. Sounds unbelievable, right? But this exact scenario is happening as we speak. The 1985 no mint mark Lincoln penny is a true anomaly. Most coins from this year were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which didn't include a mint mark. So, how does a seemingly ordinary coin suddenly become extraordinary? It's all about rarity, demand, and the impeccable condition collectors crave. Playful tone, but wait, don't start shaking every coin jar in the house just yet. There's a bit more to this treasure hunt than blind luck. Stick with me here, and I'll guide you step by step. Now, let's talk numbers. Recent auctions have seen pristine, mint condition 1985 Lincoln pennies, graded MS 68 or higher, fetch prices in the hundreds of thousands. And in rare cases, even approaching that jaw-dropping $989,000 mark. But what makes this coin so valuable? The secret lies in the details: no scratches, a sharp strike, and an unblemished surface. These pennies were preserved by sheer chance, tucked away by someone who likely didn't realize their future worth. Are you starting to feel that little spark of hope, that maybe you could be one of the lucky ones? Good. Hold on to that feeling. Alright, so how do you know if your 1985 penny is the one? First, grab a magnifying glass or a smartphone camera. Look for the absence of a mint mark just below the year. Next, inspect its condition. Is it bright, shiny, and free from major flaws? If so, you might be sitting on a goldmine. This penny's value isn't just about luck, it's about taking action. Coins like these are selling faster than ever, with collectors scrambling to outbid one another. That means time is not on your side. Could your pocket change be your ticket to a six-figure payday, or maybe even more? I'll let you decide, but here's one thing I know for sure: every second you delay could be another missed opportunity. And if you're about to dump your spare change into a vending machine for a candy bar, I suggest rethinking that decision. That chocolate won't last, but this penny might just change your life. So, what's your next move? Start by searching your change jars, your wallets, and even the couch cushions. And don't stop there. Get your coins appraised, graded, and listed. Because in a world where a single penny can transform your life, the real question is, how much are you willing to let slip away? 2004 Lincoln penny sitting in your change jar. What if I told you that a seemingly ordinary coin, without a mint mark, could be worth $985,000 today? Yes, you heard that right, nearly $1 million. Imagine paying off your mortgage or taking a dream vacation, all because of a single penny. Sounds impossible. Well, buckle up because you're about to find out why this penny could change your life, but here's the catch: most people don't even realize they might have this hidden treasure right under their noses. Are you one of them? Stick around because we're diving deep into why this penny is so valuable, how to spot it, and what makes collectors go wild for it. By the end of this video, you might just be rushing to check your loose change, and no, I'm not talking about checking your couch cushions, although hey, it wouldn't hurt. So, what makes the 2004 no mint mark Lincoln penny so special? Here's the deal: this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which often doesn't include a mint mark. While that alone isn't unusual, there's a twist. Certain 2004 pennies have distinct characteristics that make them exceptionally rare and valuable to collectors. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Collectors are willing to pay astronomical sums for these pennies, but only if they meet specific criteria. It's not just about the year or the missing mint mark. It's about condition, errors, and even something called luster. Yes, luster. Who knew a penny could sparkle its way to a six-figure payday? Now, I know what you're thinking: wait, luster. My pennies look like they've been through the garbage disposal. Don't worry. We'll talk about how even a less-than-perfect penny can still rake in thousands, but before we get to that, let me tell you about the 2004 penny that shattered auction records. Its story will blow your mind. A single 2004 Lincoln penny, with no mint mark, sold at auction for $985,000. Why? Because it had a rare die error that made it a one-of-a-kind piece. Now imagine if you discovered one just like it. Your life could change overnight, but here's the urgent part: coins like this don't stay hidden forever. Collectors are always hunting, and the market is competitive. If you wait too long, you might miss your chance to cash in. So, what should you do next? First, dig out every penny you can find. Look for 2004 pennies with no mint mark and examine them closely for errors. If you're not sure what to look for, don't worry, I've got you covered. Check the links in the description for detailed resources on identifying rare pennies and getting them appraised. But here's a question to leave you thinking: what if the penny that could change your life isn't in your jar, but in a jar you gave away years ago? Don't let that happen again. Start searching today. And remember, every penny you find is a step closer to financial freedom. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who might be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. Stay tuned for more insights into valuable coins that could make you rich. Imagine finding a dusty penny in your drawer, only to discover it could transform your life forever. What if that old coin, forgotten for decades, is worth as much as a luxury mansion? Today, we're uncovering the jaw-dropping truth about the 1964 mint mark Lincoln penny, and why collectors are willing to pay up to $999,000 for it. Could you already own one without even knowing it? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to find out if you're sitting on a fortune. Now, let's rewind to 1964. It was a year of change in America. The Beatles were taking over the airwaves, and the nation was reeling from Kennedy's assassination. But quietly, in Denver, the U.S. Mint was producing something that would eventually become legendary: the 1964 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it looks like any ordinary penny, doesn't it? You've probably seen thousands just like it in your lifetime. But what sets this one apart is a combination of rare errors and its limited survival rate in mint condition. Imagine this: a tiny minting mistake turning a 1-cent coin into a near $1 million treasure. Sounds almost like a movie plot, doesn't it? But here's the kicker: this could happen to you. Yes, you. Right now, your junk drawer or that old coffee can in the garage might be hiding the key to financial freedom. Now, before you go tearing through your house, hang tight. We'll show you what makes this coin so valuable and how to identify it. If you found a coin worth $999,000, what's the first thing you'd do? Buy a yacht? Quit your job? Let me know in the comments. I mean, you don't want to accidentally spend it on a vending machine snack, right? So, why is the 1964 D Lincoln penny so valuable? It all boils down to rarity and demand. In the coin collecting world, rarity is king. And when we say rare, we're talking about pennies that survived the wear and tear of circulation while maintaining their pristine condition, or those with a fascinating minting error. One of the most sought-after features of the 1964 D penny is something called a double die error. This is when the design on the coin is accidentally stamped twice, creating a slight but noticeable doubling effect. It's a flaw, yes, but it's also what drives collectors wild. These errors are like hidden treasures waiting to be discovered. Another factor is the penny's grade. Professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC examine coins under magnification, grading them on a scale of 1 to 70. If your 1964 D penny scores a high grade, its value skyrockets. And don't forget about auctions. Coins like this often fetch the highest prices when sold at exclusive collector events. In fact, one recently sold for a jaw-dropping $999,000 because it was in almost perfect condition. But here's the big question: how can you tell if your 1964 D penny is one of these jackpot coins? And more importantly, how do you avoid being scammed by counterfeit coins? I'll answer that in just a moment, but first, do you think finding a rare coin is luck or destiny? Personally, I like to think it's destiny, and maybe a little help from videos like this one. Now, let's break it down. First, flip over your 1964 D penny and look closely at the mint mark. The D indicates it was minted in Denver. Check for signs of doubling on the date or lettering. This could mean a double die error. A magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe will help you see the finer details. Next, examine its condition. Is it shiny and free of scratches? If so, it could rank high on the grading scale. But even if your penny is a little worn, don't give up hope. Rarity can still make it valuable. Now, if you think you've hit the jackpot, get your coin professionally graded. Companies like PCGS or NGC will authenticate and appraise it. This step is crucial because scammers often create fake rare coins to prey on unsuspecting sellers. Finally, when it's time to sell, avoid online marketplaces where scams run rampant. Instead, aim for reputable auction houses or coin dealers with a proven track record. The right buyer could turn your penny into a windfall. Still think finding a $999,000 penny is just a fantasy? Let me leave you with this: a woman in Illinois recently found a rare penny in her attic. She sold it for nearly $500,000, and it wasn't even in perfect condition. Could you be next? What if I told you that one small, seemingly ordinary 1967 Lincoln penny without a mint mark could be worth nearly $1 million today? That's right, one penny, almost $1 million. Sound too good to be true? Stick with me because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to identify if you have one of these valuable coins sitting in your collection. And who knows? That jar of pennies in the kitchen might just be your golden ticket. When was the last time you actually looked closely at your spare change? For most people, it's been years. But after watching this video, you'll never look at pennies the same way again. Now, let's talk about the 1967 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. This coin, at first glance, appears ordinary. But what makes it extraordinary? Several key factors. First, let's address the no mint mark mystery. In 1967, the U.S. Mint didn't use mint marks on any coins. But this particular year saw a unique set of circumstances that created valuable error coins. These errors, like doubling in the design or rare die varieties, are what collectors crave. And the rarer the error, the more cash it can fetch. Here's where it gets interesting: a single penny from this year in top-notch condition has sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars at auctions. One, in particular, fetched a jaw-dropping amount close to $1 million because it was deemed nearly flawless by professional grading standards. Imagine turning a single cent into the down payment on a mansion, but here's the catch: finding these valuable pennies requires a trained eye. Don't worry, though. In just a moment, I'll share specific traits you should look for. But first, a quick reality check. Can you afford to overlook the pennies lying around your home? What if one of them holds the key to your dream lifestyle? Because let's be honest, if I told you a coin could be worth more than your car, you'd suddenly pay a lot more attention to pocket change, right? Look for a coin with minimal wear. If it shines like new, you're off to a good start. Look for doubling on letters or numbers, particularly Liberty or the date. These are called double die errors and can dramatically increase a coin's value. If you find a promising coin, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A high grade can be the difference between a penny worth $1 and one worth $9.99,000. But here's the kicker: time is of the essence. Coins lose value if they're not stored correctly, and the market for rare pennies is heating up. Every day you wait could mean missing out on buyers willing to pay top dollar. Now, before you rush off to check your change, let me leave you with this thought: how would your life change if you found a penny worth nearly $1 million? Have you ever held a penny in your hand, thinking it's just a penny? Well, what if I told you that a simple 1968 Lincoln penny without a mint mark could be worth more than your dream car, or even your dream house? Yes, one of these coins recently fetched close to a staggering $995,000. But here's the kicker: you might have one sitting unnoticed in a jar at home right now. Stick with me, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes these pennies so valuable, how to spot one, and why you absolutely cannot afford to ignore this opportunity. Let's talk about the 1968 Lincoln penny. Most pennies from this year aren't worth more than face value, but there's a rare exception: the ones without a mint mark. Why is this important? It means the coin was minted in Philadelphia, and due to a specific set of errors and conditions, some of these coins have skyrocketed in value. Now, don't go digging through your couch cushions just yet. Unless you enjoy finding spare popcorn kernels, too. So, what makes this penny worth nearly $1 million? For starters, its rarity. Only a handful were made due to a production error, and the finer the condition, the higher the value. Collectors are constantly on the hunt for pristine examples of this coin. In fact, one lucky seller cashed in on a near-perfect 1968 no-mint mark penny for a jaw-dropping $995,000. But how can you tell if the coin in your collection is the one? And more importantly, is it worth your time to look? First, check the mint mark, or lack of one. If your 1968 penny doesn't have a tiny D or S under the date, you've cleared the first hurdle. Next, examine its condition. Coins graded as MS 65 or higher, essentially mint state, are where the real money lies. If your penny has no scratches, dents, or wear, you could be holding a fortune. And if it looks like it's been through a blender, let's just say you might need a backup plan. Now, here's where urgency comes in. These coins are rare, and with every passing year, they become even harder to find. Imagine if you sat on this chance, only to find out a neighbor sold their penny for $995,000 while you let yours gather dust. And here's the big question: could you be sitting on one of these treasures without even knowing it? What if this was your one-way ticket to financial freedom? Now's the time to act. Grab that old jar of coins, take a closer look at your 1968 pennies, and start your journey toward what could be a life-changing discovery. Subscribe to this channel for more tips on uncovering hidden wealth in your coin collection, and don't forget to share your finds in the comments. You never know who else you might inspire to turn pocket change into a fortune. A tiny coin tucked away in a drawer could be worth up to $991,000. That's right, one penny. Could you be unknowingly sitting on a fortune? You might be thinking, come on, a penny can't possibly be worth that much. Well, today, I'm here to prove you wrong. In this video, We're diving deep into the fascinating story behind the 1978 Lincoln penny with no mint mark and why collectors are willing to pay a jaw-dropping amount for it. Stick around, because at the end of this video, I'll reveal exactly what makes these pennies so valuable and how you can cash in on yours. Let's start with a little backstory. In 1978, millions of Lincoln pennies were struck, but not all were created equal. Most were minted at facilities like Denver or San Francisco and bear a tiny mint mark to indicate where they came from. But some coins, minted in Philadelphia, were produced without that crucial mint mark. Here's where it gets interesting. While most Philadelphia pennies are relatively common, a few rare specimens were struck with exceptional precision. These coins, thanks to a combination of pristine condition, errors, or unique features, have become the holy grail for collectors. Now, take a moment and think, have you ever found a penny that looked different? Maybe shinier, heavier, or just somehow special? Hold on to that thought because it could change your life. And before you go dumping your entire piggy bank onto the floor, let's be real, not every penny is worth millions. If they were, I'd be retired on a private island right now, sipping on a coconut drink while writing this. What makes this penny so valuable? It all boils down to three things: rarity, condition, and demand. Rarity first. Out of the billions of coins minted in 1978, only a handful of these no-mint mark pennies were struck to perfection or have unique features. Finding one is like discovering a needle in a haystack, or better yet, a gold nugget in your backyard. Then there's condition. Coins graded as mint state are what collectors dream of. Imagine a coin that looks like it was minted yesterday, sharp details, no scratches, just flawless. Those are the ones breaking auction records. Finally, demand. Collectors aren't just hobbyists, they're investors, ready to outbid each other to own a piece of history. Just last year, a 1978 no-mint mark penny fetched nearly $991,000 at auction. Think about that, a single penny almost reaching $1 million, but here's the kicker, not all rare pennies look perfect. Some of the most valuable ones have subtle errors, like doubled letters or off-center designs. So, how do you know if your penny is worth pocket change or a small fortune? Here's how you can find out. Start by inspecting your 1978 pennies closely. Look for any irregularities, doubling in the lettering, unique coloring, or an unusually sharp design. If your penny has no mint mark and seems different, you might just have a winner. Once you've identified a promising coin, get it professionally graded. Companies like PCGS or NGC specialize in assessing the value of rare coins. They'll examine every detail and assign it a grade, which can significantly boost its value at auction. And here's why you should act fast: the market for rare coins is hotter than ever. Every day, collectors are snatching up valuable pennies, driving prices higher and higher. Don't wait for someone else to cash in while your fortune gathers dust in a drawer. So, be honest, when was the last time you actually looked at your pennies? Not just tossed them into a jar, but really examined them. You take one of those old pennies sitting in your house, send it off for grading, and suddenly, you're holding a six-figure check. You could pay off your debts, travel the world, or invest in your future. It's not just about the money, it's about freedom, opportunity, and a better life, but none of that happens if you don't take the first step. Go check your pennies now. And when you find something special, come back and let me know in the comments. I'd love to celebrate your success. What if this penny is worth a fortune? Let me tell you something. That simple 1979 no-mint mark Lincoln penny you've been ignoring might just be the key to a life-changing discovery. Why? Because a single penny from that year, no mint mark, has recently fetched up to $989,000 at auction. Yes, you heard that right. A penny, nearly $1 million. But here's the thing. Millions of these pennies exist. Some of you might have one sitting in an old jar or tucked away in a forgotten drawer right now. And if you do, your life might never be the same again. Before you rush to check your coins, stick with me. I'll reveal exactly why this coin is so valuable, how to know if you have one, and the steps to cash in big. Trust me, You do not want to miss this. Let's rewind to 1979. Jimmy Carter was president, gas was just 86 cents a gallon, and Americans were busy collecting loose change. Among these coins, the Lincoln penny might have seemed insignificant, just a standard 1-cent coin. But appearances can be deceiving. Here's where it gets exciting. Most pennies from 1979 have a mint mark, either a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But a rare batch was minted in Philadelphia without the mint mark. These no mint mark pennies are like finding a needle in a haystack. And that needle is made of gold, metaphorically speaking, of course. Let me ask you, when was the last time you actually looked at a penny? If you're like most people, probably never. But imagine walking into a coffee shop and realizing the penny you just used to tip the barista could have bought you the entire coffee chain. Now, you're probably wondering, what makes these coins worth nearly $1 million? It's all about rarity and condition. These no mint mark pennies are scarce. And when one is found in pristine condition, graded as mint state 68 or higher, it sends collectors into a bidding frenzy. Just this year, one sold for $989,000 at auction, but here's the catch: finding these coins isn't as simple as grabbing any penny from 1979. There's one crucial detail you need to check. I'll explain in just a second, so don't go anywhere. Alright, here's the moment of truth. To see if your penny could be worth a fortune, grab a magnifying glass and look just below the date, 1979. If there's no mint mark, you might be holding something valuable, but that's just the first step. Condition matters. If your coin is scratched, worn, or tarnished, its value decreases dramatically. On the flip side, a flawless coin could skyrocket to 6, even 7 figures. I know what some of you are thinking. Well, I guess I'll dust off that old piggy bank tonight. Go ahead. But be prepared. What you find might make you scream louder than hitting the lottery. Here's why you need to act fast. The coin market is heating up. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar right now, but trends change quickly. Waiting could cost you tens of thousands, or worse, someone else might find their fortune while your penny gathers dust. Now, you might be wondering, where can I sell this coin for top dollar? Don't worry, I've got you covered. In my next video, I'll share the best auction houses, online platforms, and insider tips to get the maximum value for your rare coins. Remember, every penny has a story. And who knows, your story might just end with $1 million check. So, check your change, keep watching, and get ready to transform your life one coin at a time. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe for more life-changing coin discoveries, and share this with someone who might have their $1 million penny. See you in the next video. You're cleaning out a dusty old drawer, and you come across a plain-looking penny. You think, it's just a penny, right? But what if I told you that this ordinary coin could actually be worth $984,000? Yes, a single penny, less than $1, could completely transform your life. Well, stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to spot one of these rare 1989 no mint mark Lincoln pennies and why they're creating a frenzy in the coin collector market today. Before we dive in, ask yourself this: how many ordinary coins have you overlooked in your lifetime? What if you've already given away a small fortune without even knowing it? Now, you might be thinking, a penny worth nearly $1 million. What's next? My old couch is secretly a gold mine. Well, not quite, but it's not far off either. Let's break down why this specific penny is so valuable. First, the 1989 Lincoln penny with no mint mark isn't just rare, it's historically significant. Back in the 1980s, mint errors weren't as tightly controlled as they are today. Some pennies were accidentally struck without the identifying mint mark, making them a jackpot for collectors. And here's the kicker: it's not just rarity that drives value, it's demand. Wealthy collectors are willing to pay insane amounts for these coins because they represent a piece of American history. Here's a wild thought: 98% of Americans have handled a 1989 penny at some point in their lives. So, what are the odds you're sitting on one of these valuable errors? But here's where things get really interesting. There's one small detail about this coin that most people overlook, and it could be the difference between a regular penny and a life-changing windfall. I'll reveal it in just a moment. Now, let's get practical. What should you be looking for? First, grab your magnifying glass, or even your phone's zoom camera, and inspect the coin carefully. If there's no mint mark under the date, 1989, you might just be holding onto a treasure, but here's the urgent part: these coins are rare because many have already been snatched up by collectors. Time is of the essence. Every day you wait is another day someone else might beat you to cashing in. So, what's your next step? Get your pennies together, start inspecting, and don't stop until you've checked every single one. And if you find one, reach out to a certified coin dealer or auction house immediately. There's more to this story than just the 1989 no mint mark penny. Other era coins from the same era could be hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone like you to uncover them. Want to know what they are? Make sure you're subscribed, because we'll be revealing them in our next video. Imagine the freedom: selling one coin and erasing all your debts, or funding that dream vacation you've always wanted. This isn't just a coin, it's a golden opportunity hiding in plain sight. Your journey to wealth starts now. Check your coins. Don't let this chance slip away.